Daniel 3:15c. Umanhu elah di yeshezavin kon min yadai. That brings us to Saluk Sof Pasuk. Let's go back to the beginning. Conjunction, and here we have a question word that means who. Here's the third person masculine singular independent pronoun, and at the Zakef Katon, this is the word for God. But we notice something. It does not have the determined state. So this Nebuchadnezzar asked question here means who is a God? What God is there? Who? And then this next word is really interesting because it is a shafel. Imperfect. Third person masculine singular plus second person masculine plural suffix. Now this is the first shafel we've seen in the book of Daniel. And in fact, as far as the root goes, it's the only shafel we'll see. It shows up 9 times in Daniel, this idea of deliverance. He will deliver, and in this case, you plural, from my hand. So altogether, and what God is there? Who can deliver, so a modal idea, who can deliver you from my hand. Now you may have noticed that I pronounced this word D, the relative, but it looks like it's day. Let's do a textual study as to why I might have done that. Let's look at a few Hebrew Bibles. Here is the BHS, page 1387, on which is Daniel 3:15. Let's expand that so we can see it better. And there we notice the tere yod for this use of the relative marker. Well, now let's go to the Leningrad Codex, which is where BHS comes from, and we see indeed that the Leningrad Codex has a tere yod, not a hirik yod, 2 dots instead of 1. Now let's turn to another scholarly edition of the Leningrad Codex, the Biblia Hebraica Leningradensia. Its page is 1068 for Daniel 3:15. Let's expand that text, and we see right there that, wait, it has a hirik yod. Why is this? Let's look at the appendix. There, the editors have pointed out that this is a mistake, so they fix the text to reflect the correct spelling of the relative marker. And we notice something else. This is for sure an error in the Leningrad Codex because there are other Hebrew manuscripts that do not have a tere yod, but instead have hirik yod as expected, such as the Hebrew manuscripts that lie behind this Bible from 1846. Let's look at that text. You see the relative marker right there, spelled the way that we expect. And now returning to Daniel 3:15c, and who is the God who will deliver you from my hand?